Good evening, folks. How is everyone? As always, I hope you're doing well. You know you're my people, and I love you. I just want you to be the big three. I want you healthy. I want you happy. And I want you safe. Welcome to another drink along. Tonight, we're going to take a look at last from that Sam Adams box. This is their post-season IPA. Now, normally, we would play music, but I haven't figured out how to do that without blowing your eardrums out or making it so that the music sounds like crap, so we're going to skip that. Plus, I have food on the stove, and I'm hungry and I want to eat. That's going to be done shortly. Post-season IPA, a session IPA, with big hop aromas and a lightness to run into the after party. A blend of passion fruit and tropical flavors and piney hops. These guys went to college. Did they not take? Yeah, grammar Nazi, I know, but come on. How many times do you need to put "and" in a friggin' sentence? At 4.5 ABV, postseason will keep you in the game. Well, that's why they call it session or sessionable. Low ABV. And low is me, because what did dumbass forget to grab? A bottle opener. Luckily, we have this little triangle Kickstarter thing. One of these is a bottle opener. I think it's that one. And you can see why I don't use it as a bottle opener very often. Of course, I could be using the wrong one, but a little drive and some ingenuity, you make shit happen. You don't believe me? Ask Brother Runner. That boy is kicking some ass and taking some names. I am so happy. He is doing well. Good fellow. Anyway, that is all they give us, which is horrible, because I hate when they don't bother to even put the stuff in for their product. From Untapped, we got 4.5 is the ABV, 30 are the IBUs, just right in the sweet spot for me. And it rated a 3.43, but that's out of 3,050. Hummingbird just went by. Squirrel. 3,050 ratings, so take it for what it's worth. I don't. We're going to find out ourselves. So, crack, pour, temp, no music. We're going to get in and out quick today. Got a nice color to her. There's a really, really nice head. Nice rich gold color through the bowl. She graduates nice, although she's a little tightly packed. The head itself seems to be okay, though. I'm still trying to figure out this whole setup. It's got a remote control. I have no idea how to use a remote control. Boomer's gonna boomer. Looks like she might lace nicely, though. What do you think? Biden time? Put that sniffer up in there and see what we got going on? Oh, okay. Now we're talking. As you know, I am not a huge fan of the IPAs. And especially not the overly piney ones. I do not understand the fascination with drinking floor cleaner. I think it's right up there with eating Tide Pods, but is what it is. So, this actually smells really nice and juicy. I guess that passion fruit tropical thing they were talking about is going to happen. But as we also know, the nose does not always translate to the palate. We are looking at 2 degrees above the recommended drinking temperature, although with a beer this color, I'm going to assume that it's probably better a little colder. Remember, lighter the beer, colder the temp is my rule. The darker the beer, the warmer the temp is my rule, and we run anywhere from 36F up to usually around 55, 56F. So, we're kind of in the middle. nice rich gold SRM on here is 12. Let's give her a 12. There you go. There's your lacing. Looks like she is going to do well for us. As that head has come down, it has gotten really, really interesting. Let's try this one more time. Let's get rid of you. If I do that, and then this, actually see what the camera's doing. Look at that. That broke up real nice. So, again, I will eventually figure this thing out. I like it, don't get me wrong. But it takes some figuring. Know what time it is. Go slip of the tongue. Let's go Biden on it one more time, though. They're not lying when they say that tropical fruity aroma. Really, really nice. Salud. The nose can be deceiving. She comes in, she rides all the way down, whole tongue, the very front part of the soft palate. Not really anything intradentally. Dirty, piney was the whole problem with this. Sorry, excuse me. I get hit with the pine and... not beaver, man. Pine is not my thing. I think she's still just a bit cold, so we're going to pause. I'm going to let her come up a couple of more degrees. I mean, it's about 68, 70 out here today. Won't take long to get this up to around a 54, I'm going to guess. It's only 4 degrees Fahrenheit anyway. And let's see what we get, all right? I will be right back, my friends. Alrighty, we gave her a few minutes. Played with Knucklehead, stirred the food. Let's see what we got for a temp now. I was off by a couple. 57. See if it makes any difference. Might not. It might make a negative difference. Usually, though, with those fruity tropical flavors, I'm thinking if it was warmer, it would bring more of those forward over the pine, because pine's pretty dominant. What are you going to do? Salud! Alright, so the flavor progression now, instead of just being pine, is it comes in, you are getting the tropicals. I don't know if I would have nailed it as passion fruit. I'm not going to say it's fruit punch, but it's a mix of fruit. I'm getting some stone in there, a little grapefruit. And then it rolls over into the pine. Not plum, definitely not peach. I don't know if I want to say apricot. If I was going to, I would lean more towards apricot. Yeah, definitely not cherry. Not bad. It doesn't take long, though. It progresses through as it goes through your mouth, and then it pines up on the back end. Okay, is what it is. Yeah. This is how they decided to craft it. They told you what it was. What you see is what you get. The low ABV is always a nice change of pace. Sometimes you don't want to drink a 10, 12, 14%. Sometimes you just want to have one glass of a 14%. Then you wake up and whatever TV show you're watching is over, and now you're watching commercials for adult diapers and stuff. So, no way to. Anyway, is it good for the style? It's okay for the style. It's not a horrible beer. Interesting? Kinda. Would I drink this again? No. Would I buy this again? No. Try it on tap. Original tap pour, of course. I want to try everything on tap. You handed this to me out of the cooler, I would say thank you. And, I look over your shoulder to see if maybe they had one of the better ones from that mixed pack in there, like the blonde red lager, or even the white ale. It's okay. So, 4.25. So 4.25. Thanks for coming by and putting some eyeballs on here, my people. You know I love you. Just want you to be the big three. Happy, healthy, safe, honorable, dutiful, vigilant. Gray man. Hot and handy. Alright, so that's the end of it for the YouTube guys. They are out of here. You want to see the rest, come over to Rumble, or BitChute, or Brighteon, or Odyssey. That's where the rest of it is. Skol. Alrighty, guys. So, Johnny 59er hit me up. He wanted me to give a comparison between the Cold Snap and the Blue Moon. Blue Moon's like a light Belgian. So it still has a bit of that Belgian fruitcakey flavor in it, but it's really, really light. So it's basically made for people who don't really like Belgians. Does that make sense? Like light beers, people who don't really like beer. But they want to drink something beer-esque, in which case, hard seltzer should be cleaning that friggin' market up. I do not understand light beer people other than watching my waistline, in which case it's for chicks, and chicks drink fruity drinks, so I was there when Coors came out with the Silver Bullet. People were jumping all over that crap, and I was just like, why? I mean, we have good beer. This is the 80s, so we still had, as far as I know, beer that wasn't poisoning you. And remember, I grew up on the East Coast. We were Budweiser guys. An original Michelob, real Michelob, not that ultra crap. One of the best beers on the planet. Awesome beer. I still like Budweiser. If they ever clean their recipe up, I would drink Budweiser. But I don't want the weed killer. Anyway, since God forbid I ever get directly to the point, John, the difference is going to be that white ale from Sam Adams doesn't have the same yeast. So Sam Adams uses their house yeast. It's their special mutated whatever strain that they like to use for their beers, which is fine. And you're the brewery. Brewmeister decides. So Blue Moon is using like a dumbed-down version of a Brettanomyces, and the Brettanomyces is the one I always kind of refer to as fruitcakey, although people tend to say banana clove. Fair enough, I guess. It's a fair enough assessment. Everybody's profile is different. If you really want to, I know you said your old lady likes it, and that's great. I mean, Steph left a bunch here. That's the boy's wife. The last time, and, you know, that's why we did it. That was like 5 years ago. I haven't drinking one since. They're not really my thing. I did a couple of their, I did their honey days, and I think we did their light and something else. They're okay. They're a Miller Coors product, and a Miller Coors product means it's a race car beer, and as we know, race car beers are toxic. They're loaded with glyphosate, which is why I don't drink them. Would I drink Blue Moon? Blue Moon's fine. It's not a horrible beer. There are better Belgian whites out there. I think when I was typing the reply, I told you to take a look at Mud Shark Full Moon. Mud Shark Full Moon is like 9 or 10% though. It's pretty brutal, dude. But it's not bad and it's tasty. And it already has the citrus in it. So. Personally, I love Belgians. Angus was the one who started me on this, and he was the one who turned me on to Belgians. And I like the rich, distinct flavor that comes from them, and a lot of them tend to start moving up in the 7-8% range. That does not mean they're bad, that just means they're even better. Anyway, I give you a laundry list of Belgians, and if I ever get back enough onto my feet again, I'll go in and reopen up the playlist on BitChute. When I was still working and I had the extra money to throw around, I was paying $10 a month. And I literally had all the beers broken down by style and section. I haven't updated it forever because I don't pay anymore, so I don't have access to it. If you really want, probably dig back through some of my old files I have on should have on one of the detachable thumb drives. See if I can find you some recommendations. But Belgians on the overall are great. Look at Omegang. They're Nomegang. It's got little gnomes on the cans. 10%. Delicious. La Fin du Monde is really good. Delirium Tremens with the pink elephant on it. Because if it's got a pink elephant on it, you know you want to be drinking that. Really, really good too. So take a look at those. If you're interested, and if you're not, it's okay. But hit me up. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know what you're looking for, and I'll try and work with you. Brother Runner, you know I love you, and it's always good to hear from you, and I'm glad you're back up and burning the world down. Lord knows you should, son. Thanks for coming by. Putting some eyeballs on you, my people. You know I love you. Big three. Happy, healthy, safe, dutiful, vigilant, gray man, head on a swivel, hot and handy. I will catch you on the next one. I still need to shoot the recession video, by the way, because we are... Wile E. Coyote has finally looked down and noticed he's standing on thin air and his feet ain't going nowhere, and he's way above that canyon. People are waking up to that fact now, man. But that's another video for another time. I can smell my food and it is done. So, as always, my friends, you fuckers.